Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover Transformers Legacy Throwback Rat Trap. It's pretty much a reissue of Rat Trap from way back in the day with your Beast Wars stuff. So this pretty much would be a reissue, is what he is. It's exactly what Rat Trap was back then. He was just a little mouse. He's got this tail articulation here, and his little feet can kind of go to the sides, so that way he's kind of a strange looking little mouse. I mean, if you had this in the dark somewhere, it would probably fool somebody, and somebody would probably think it's a real mouse until they picked it up and found out it was, you know, plastic. He's got a lot of like texture, and the fur texture is done pretty well on him. I do like his face. He's got a very, very rat face. Although his he's pretty gappy when it comes to like all the bits and pieces, but there's a reason for that. I'll get into that here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are wanting to get hold of a reissue Rat Trap, he's pretty good. I think he's nice. This little nose here, looks like it's picked out with the, nah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the coloring. But it does look like his nose is a little different color, but I guess it's not. It's just because it's smooth, it doesn't have all this craziness going on. I like the fade going on here because it's a very 90s thing. 90s toys had minimum paint. It was all about the toy itself, how it worked. Like I said, he's got a tail here. It kind of moves up and down. Pretty neat. I do like this guy's transformation because this guy really follows suit of a couple other Beast Wars figures and your Machine Wars, and also known as your Universe Jets or Beast Wars 2 Jets. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about like not Starscream, but like Skywarp, Thundercracker, Megatron, Megaplex, Thrust, Dirge, and a couple Robo Masters ones. I'm trying to remember their names. I think one was called Sky Hunter. I forget what the other one's name was, but anyway, the point is it's a very, very gimmick-driven transformation. Works amazing. Such a fan of this. This is exactly what I expect out of what people want to call one-step changers, because one-step changers they have nowadays are hot garbage compared to what we used to have. This is a one-step changer. This is why I personally think Hasbro should go back to this. But you know, this being a reissue, it's cool, but trying to keep the price point down, I understand, but it's like, come on, you guys are already putting springs and such in there. Why not add the articulation? Why not do exactly what this does? This is literally a shell former. That is what it is. But what it does is you pop this portion here on the back, boop, he literally almost transforms completely. The only reason he doesn't transform completely, he's got two little post holes here that hold his fists. But after you do that, you push it down, and bam, there you go. You got Rat Trap in his robot mode. It's literally a one-step changer. That's what I loved about these. People get really, really angry about like, oh well, there's not some huge transformation. Well, this is supposed to be a simple transformation, and it gets the point across. It has articulation. It's got ball joints, guys, and hinge joints. You know, it's got everything you possibly need out of a modern Transformer. It doesn't take 10 years to transform. I love that. It does have a head here that's on a ball joint. Speaking of which, it's a very Rat Trap face. I like it a lot. Very character filled. Now he does have problems kind of standing a little bit because he is very back heavy. You can push the tail in like I just did, so that kind of gets rid of a little bit of that. But you're not going to be able to do anything about this part here. It's sticking up. I kind of wish this was like an extra hinge here. So that way if it did have an extra hinge, they could have put one right here because it wouldn't have hampered, like if they put one about right here, it wouldn't have hampered this. So it'd have like a little post, so that way you can actually push this down and him actually have a tail that drags the ground, which would have been cool. That's about the only complaint I have about him. But the other cool thing is, he actually has weapon storage. And this is something that I absolutely loved about 90s, Generation 2, Beast Wars toys, stuff like that, Machine Wars. The fact that you can store the weapons. Now, yes, the weapon is in 2 pieces, but that's okay. And since I have to hold those out and let you take a look, he actually has like veins and stuff like sculpted in there, you know, and then he has a little bit of robot stuff going on. I think it's cool that they did all this sculpting on the underside. They did not have to do any of this sculpting, but they did it anyway. And this is all on a, like I said, this is all hinged. But that's fine, because the hinges don't even get in the way now of any of the transformation. But anyway. Oh, and these feet, you can move these feet any direction you want. That's what's funny about this character. Now, would have been cool if the feet were actually part of the real hands and stuff. Yeah, but you know what? I kind of like the idea that they just kind of just get out of the way. Like, it gets all the robot, the animal junk gets out of the way, and now you got a full robot. But anyway, you have these 2 halves, and you take this piece here and slide it into there, and there you go. You have a very successful little gun. These are not, obviously these are not going to be blast effect compatible, because this is literally, if everybody was called Gen 1 Beast Wars. But he's cool. I love the fact that he actually has, you know, a blaster that tucks into his alt mode, which is neat. And I love storage for toys like this. This is one big reason why I'm a huge fan of the whole Machine Wars aspect, and why I say Machine Wars is part of Generation 2. It literally is, because a lot of the toys pulled from that line came out of G2. Some of this stuff wasn't released in the United States under the Generation 2 label, but they were. They were European G2, which doesn't matter because they're just still Generation 2. I know some people like, well, Thunder Clash was G1 and then brought in a Generation 2. Well, it was on that bridge. It was literally on that level, so they had to change it. It's just how it worked back then. But still, this is all part of the G2 engineering here, where it actually flips. And I love that about this character. Give me a bit of a size comparison here. See what I mean? He doesn't like to stand very well. It's just because he's got such a heavy back. But he has an extra Sky Wasp, but still in alt mode. He's a big guy though. That's the thing. Like, he isn't actually small. He's pretty good sized. And it works pretty well. Especially if you are one of those Beast Wars guys that want like the Gen 1 Beast Wars, but you also have some of your legacy stuff. It works pretty well. I think it's funny. I wonder if he'll actually sit on him. I'm going to do this just for funniness, because why not? Tell me this isn't hilarious, because this is funny. Let's see if I can get his wings out of the way. There we go. We got good old Rat Trap riding Sky Wasp. You tell me that isn't funny. That's great. I could see this happening in the cartoon. I don't know about you guys, but I could see this straight happening in the cartoon, because I think this actually happened to Waspinator. I think Rat Trap jumped on his back one time or something like that. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. Don't shoot me, because, you know, I don't know all this stuff. But hey, I still think this guy is amazing. He is such a great character, and such a good toy to have in your collection. I know they're not that expensive, even in the aftermarket. They're pretty cheap, but hey, this is well worth a pickup. If you don't have one, I suggest getting one. They're just really cool, and I'm gushing mainly because I love the transformation in the jets and the cars and the trucks that they did in Machine Wars. Love that transformation because it's all carried over from Generation 2. This is perfect. And I do know that there's a bat that does the same thing that's supposed to be Optimus Prime. There's a crocodile that's Megatron that does the same thing. I think that's the only ones. Somebody will correct me in the comments below because I don't know Beast Wars as much as others, but hey, this guy's cool. Anyway, this has been Plascon. This has been yet another really strange review coming from me. Play more coming your way. That's it for now.